Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Spoiler Corner with Harrison, the Booze and Buffy spinoff, in which I, Harrison, will talk about some of the things that I cannot talk about during our regular episodes, being spoiler free and all. So, in these short videos, I'll talk about some foreshadowing, um, just general things that might come up, things I think are funny, things I think might be inconsistent later on, the lot. So this week we're talking about Never Kill a Boy on the First Date, which I love the title of this episode. I always have found it very enjoyable. This episode is really notable for being the first appearance of the Anointed One. Some might call him the Annoying One. Not a big fan of the Anointed One. Gotta say, I think he's cool in concept, and I actually think the episode does a really good job with the twist, but the character himself, kind of a dud. I will cheer loudly when Spike offs him early into next season. But before then, he is going to play a slightly major role in the rest of this season. So I guess that's where we'll be. The next thing on this episode that just sparked my fancy was Giles has mention of there not being a rule book, or he doesn't have a guide, something like that. But of course, we will find out in season 2 when we meet Kendra that there is in fact a Slayer handbook that Giles decided he was not going to use when dealing with Buffy because, well, Buffy. Um, Otherwise, there's not a lot of foreshadowing or anything, but this episode does play with the Buffy wanting a normal life theme that will go on for the rest of the series. As I mentioned in the main episode, I think Buffy is remarkably mature in this episode in her decision to break up with Owen, which also, of course, leads into Buffy's love life, which will ever be in turmoil, starting especially in just a couple episodes once we find out the deal with our mysterious man in the shadows, Angel. Spoiler alert, because we can do that here. He's a fucking vampire. Really excited to get to that episode with Tyler. The last thing is, this isn't really foreshadowing or anything, but I couldn't say it during the episode during our normal episode, because I really try to avoid talking about anything in the future. Is the fact of Owen. Tyler had a lot of predictions about what was going to happen with Owen. Owen's going to die. Owen's going to become a vampire. Of course, Owen's never going to be mentioned again. I'm pretty sure. I know he doesn't appear again, but I cannot think of a single instance where he's even mentioned. So, poor Owen, we hardly knew you, but that's okay, you were kind of a dud. So that's all I've got. Join us next week when we will talk about The Pack. See you then.